Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video we are taking a look at Ubers, and it's the budget builds. Now, I know that the title of the video says all characters, and I feel that it's important to say that because I don't want to mislead anyone. Well, by saying that you might think that I am misleading you. But what I'm trying to say, and I think is very important to emphasize, is that there are two classes, the Sorceress and the Necromancer, that aren't suited for doing budget Ubers. If you do play one of these characters, please consider leveling a Paladin and do it the easier way. Now, if you want to do this Ubers with a Sorceress or a Necromancer on the budget stage, it's going to be heavily reliant on RNG, and it's something that's not going to be easy to duplicate or to replicate for someone who is watching this video and maybe doesn't have a lot of knowledge about the game, or even for a novice. The purpose of the video is not to teach experienced players how to do this differently or better. That's probably impossible by now. But it is to give people that have less experience with the game or are completely new to the game a way of killing these bosses that can seem impossible to do. So there's 5 guys in here. There is the Amazon, there's the Druid, there's the Paladin, there is the Assassin, and there is the Barb. I heavily suggest you, if you play Necromancer or Sorceress as a main character, and you're trying to do this on a budget, consider leveling a Paladin to save yourself some heartache. However, if you do have a Necromancer or a Sorceress, and you do come up with a cool way of killing this Uber Tristram, please write down in the comments. I would love to see how you do this repeatedly, safe and consistently on a budget. I haven't found a way. Maybe you will. Enjoy the video. Until next video, take care of yourselves. Click the like, the sub, and also don't forget to comment. See you soon. Alright guys, it's time for the first character. It's going to be the Druid, the Fury Druid. And this is the build that we have chosen to go with. A little bit janky build, but after discussing with people on stream, I think that this is a solid way of doing it. So we're going to go max Werewolf and Lysanthropy. We have 1 point in Feral Rage and max Fury. We have in Elemental maxed Cyclone Armor for damage distribution or damage soaking. And we're going to try with using Hurricane to have the cold damage of the Hurricane slow down. Mainly the minions. I don't think the Ubers themselves would be affected by this, but this is mainly for the minions. It still gives the synergy absorb here anyway. And then we have 1 point in Oak Sage also, just for a little bit of extra life and a target that can soak up damage while you wait to get your life tap proc up and running. As you see, we have a very high level character here. We have mitigated that by not allocating 50 stat points, which is equivalent to 10 levels. So we are emulating level 85, and it's the same over here. We have not allocated 10 skill points. The gear is also pretty straightforward. As you can see, no mercenary. We're running Ribcracker with a shale, G-Phase with an Ort for lightning res. We have the Angelic set. We have Goblin Toes, String of Ears, Raven, Drax. This is kind of like the only item that is potentially has a little bit of value. And we are going to pre-proc Treachery before we jump in. We also will cast Enchant with Demon Limb. And we have a life tap wand that we will swap out with the Demon Limb so that we can pre-cast life tap, just to have life tap all the time. And we are gonna be playing with Duress as soon as the Fade proc has procced. So let's go get Fade and try this run. Because that is the main issue. Okay, we have Fade proc. So we go Demon Limb, Duress. We already equipped the T-Gods here, because we expect to be fighting Mephisto first. This is taking forever, of course. So we gotta go around this side. I think we're gonna get Mephisto first here. Yep. So that's life tap. Jesus, this is hitting hard. Why is it stunning me though? Hello? Alright, so we have him in a really good position here. And as we talked about a few minutes ago, killing Mephisto is all about positioning with a Fury Druid. Because Fury works just like Zeal. He's gonna hit every single target around him, and not just Mephisto. Which means that eventually, when you're surrounded by units, he really doesn't take any damage, because you only hit him like 1 out of 10 times. And you see how easy this is when you can get Mephisto in a good position, right? Super easy. It's almost silly how easy it is when you can get him into a good position. So this is a very good position. Any of these corners where you can't get surrounded by these small ones is a good position. So now we will re-equip String of Ears for Diablo and Bale. Because that's where you want to mitigate physical damage. We're gonna recast. Oh yeah, we can't cast that in wolf form. So we're gonna recast that. And back to a life tap. Come on, one more. One more teleport. There we go. So the ranged units, they are not a problem. The ranged units are not a problem at all. It's the ghosts. So when you're fighting Bale, it's kind of like the same principle, right? You want to try and get yourself into a corner so you can't get surrounded. And therefore, majority of the hits that you're doing will be on Bale himself. Because now you see, now we're starting to hit these Death Lords, whatever the fuck they're called. And the Bale DPS really, really goes down. And the problem is here, if you lose open wounds on Bale now, he's gonna start healing. Because that's pretty much the only DPS you have. Well, not DPS, the only how should I say? The only... Oh, we don't have health. This is bad. I gotta run out and heal. We don't have any form of, like, prevent monster heal on Ubers, right? So the only way you are preventing them from healing is by open wounds. Okay, so we know that Diablo is down here. He's gonna come running. Yeah, there he is. Wait, hang on. Am I actually stuck in a fence? Oh, that's not good. stuck in a fence, guys. So as you can see, I didn't get the best position when it comes to Diablo. I can still get surrounded on 3 sides, but he doesn't seem to be spawning the units that often right now, so it's still going okay. But as I said, Fury Druid is all about positioning. It doesn't really matter about your damage. It's all about positioning yourself so you don't get surrounded, because Fury works like Zeal. And because Fury works like Zeal, he starts hitting everything but the boss that you're trying to kill, meaning that your boss DPS goes down the toilet. So, but that was the Druid run. I'm gonna save these and identify them at the end, by the way, guys, because this is actually out of my pre-farmed organs. So these torches, if they are with any good, I will save them, because these were taken from my Holy Grail collection. But anyways, that was the Druid. As I told you, the gear isn't very, very expensive. The inventory is just resistance charms across the board until you're capped. And you see here we have about 200 resistance of everything. And then we also pre-proc Fade and swap to Duress. Very, very important if you do this with a Druid. It's all about positioning. All about positioning. You must position yourself so that you cannot get surrounded. It's not a smiter where you can single target damage and kill him even if you're surrounded. Fury and Zeal works the same way. So as soon as you get units around you, you will start hitting left and right, center behind you, and the boss damage will completely disappear, which can lead to you dropping your damage over time effect, like a poison effect or a open wounds, and he's gonna start healing, making this very, very difficult. But the Druid is pretty good at this. As long as you get the positioning correct, a couple of tries to get that correct, and you should be good. I hope the Druid guide will help you, and good luck on your torches. Time for the Paladin, guys. And as you see, the Mercenary has nothing. He's just going to die immediately. Don't worry about that. This Paladin is very high level, so we have emulated level 85 by not allocating... I was going to do 65 points, but it became 63 because I was clicking too fast. Check our resistances here are quite solid. We are playing 75% chance to block. The gear is Black Flail, G-Phase, random 2-skill amulet with a tiny bit of res. We have a spirit here, Treachery, that we're going to swap out for Duress once we have procced Fade. Dwarf Star, Raven, T-Gods for Mephisto, String of Ears for the 2 other ones, Goblin Toes, and we have assorted res charms across the board in the inventory. The build is very simple. Max Smite, max Holy Shield, max Fanaticism, max Resist Lightning, and I put 10 points in Resist Cold. And as you can see, we have 13 points unallocated, equaling level 85. So I'm gonna go proc Fade, and then we will check out the Ubers. There we go. Alright, we are procced, Holy Shield up. And we're gonna use... Charge to travel around. I think we're gonna get Mephisto here. Yep. That's Mephisto. Where is he? So yeah, as you can see, Paladin, forehead. It's not even funny how overpowered this is. Let's get some more of these. Come on. There he is.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
So, yeah. If anybody is wondering why people are scoffing at Paladins doing Ubers, that's why. That is why. It's a joke, right? It's like I didn't even I even went beyond the ethereal treachery. I even forgot to switch it because it was like it's so fast. It's insane how good it is. Absolutely insane. So I don't even know if there's any point of doing like a TLDR here. If you are going for a early solo Uber, very important to mention. If you're gonna go for solo Ubers, Paladin is your best choice. Like it's unbelievably strong. It's so strong that it's almost boring. That's what I have to say. So basically, you saw what we did, right? We precasted life tap, ran in, and just slapped. And the gear is... we barely took any damage at all. Super simple with the Paladin. Yeah, not really much to say about the Paladin, to be honest. We're gonna move on to the next character. Alright, here we are with the third character. It's going to be the Amazon. No mercenary, of course. He's just gonna die immediately. We are level 95, so we have not allocated 50 points, emulating that we are level 85. We are playing about 50% block, so basically we have enough to wear this Titans, and then we have equipped T-Gods afterwards. That's why you can see the strength and dex change a little bit, because we're going to do T-Gods with Mephisto, and we're going to change to String for Diablo and Baal. The build is pretty straightforward. We have discussed it a bit. We're going to try with Jab, not touching Impale at all, even if this is uninterruptible and it always hits. It's kind of slow, so we want to try with Jab to see how that works. There is obviously a incentive to also try Impale if you want to do that. In the passives, we have maxed Dodge, Avoid, and Penetrate. 1 point in Inner Sight. There's kind of like an option if you're gonna do the rest of your points in either Inner Sight to lower defense, or you're gonna do it in Critical Strike to get a little bit more damage. I chose to do Critical Strike because I haven't used this build very much, and I don't want to have too many spells that I can potentially screw up and end up killing myself and wasting my keys. So we're gonna do Critical Strike here. I'm gonna try to cast Inner Sight if I remember to do so, but it's up to you which of these skills you want to put in. And also 10 unallocated skill points, because we are trying to show that we are level 85. And nothing in bow and crossbow, of course. The gear, pretty simple. We have a life tap wand on swap, so we can precast that. Titans, regular non-F Titans. We have a G-Phase with a Ort Rune for lightning res. A Storm Shield with an Eld Rune for block. This was just something that I had. You can put an Rune, Diamond, Shale, whatever you want. Pre-procking Treachery, swapping to Duress. Angelic Set. T-Gods for Mephisto, String for the two other ones. We have Drax, Goblin Toes, and Assorted Resistance, large and small charms, whatever you have available. And we are going to apply Demon Limb when we have procced our Fade. So let's just go ahead and start the run. If I'm gonna be a little bit more mindful of my my positioning. Alright, we are faded. Demon Limb and that thing. Cast Demon Limb, put that one back, and let's go. Not Pandemonium. I wish I had like a sprint ability on Javazon. Okay, so let's see if we can put him in a good position here. Try not to be hit by these attacks. Back here, cast, turn around, run in here. Uh-oh. Not the best. Not the best, guys. There. Okay, I think we found a decent position. Okay, now he doesn't have life tap. That is a problem. Okay, life tap is back up. We immediately heal to full. Let's hope we can keep casting life tap now without having to recast it. It really eats our rejuves if we have to keep waiting for life tap. Yeah, that was very, very simple. Just basically the same as the Druid, right? Just try to position him so that you can't get surrounded. Like just minimize the amount of incoming damage that you can take. Where is Bale again? Why is Bale clowning around again? There he is.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Okay, so now he has life tap. But I also have a bazillion ghosts on me. I don't think this is a good position, guys. I don't think this is good at all. Yeah, I have to try to get out of there. That is not a good position. I have to try to get away from these ghosts somehow. They are just super annoying. I wonder if we can just go and kill Diablo. We got an okay position for Diablo. Not amazing. Amazing would be to be only like a small quadrant of my character being able to be surrounded. But this is not. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible position. What is terrible, though, is that I actually lost life tap. That is terrible. There we go. Okay. So I'm suspecting that Fade is about to... Yeah, there we go. Fade just expired as I thought, as I was talking about it. So this is pretty much what you are going to experience if you are doing it this this super budget way, right? So now we need to heal up. We need to restock rejuves. And we need to pre-proc Fade again. And that is completely normal when you are doing this under a heavy budget. So let's just do that. He's going to be over here somewhere. Like, the hardest part is these mana-burning ghosts. That is the most difficult part of the entire Bale fight. If you can get around the ghosts, you should be okay. So let's hope that we can...
My brothers will not have died in
then we can dodge. That is so many ghosts. Look at this madness. It's running in circle to get rid of them. This is probably a tactic that's going to be useful, actually. To literally run around in a circle to get those ghosts out of the way. And then get him to come after us here. Well, now he comes after me. Now when I have suddenly run around the world, he suddenly comes after me. Look at these ghosts. Jesus Christ. I hope that we will be able to kill him in this run. It looks a little crazy. Yeah, he's going to keep spawning more, but I don't want to attack him when he has ghosts around. So there.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Where is he? There. Yeah, it's a little bit of a kerfuffle here now because again we have the same problem, right? We don't have life tap. I'm wondering what's actually happening. Oh, now we have life tap. Yeah, now we have life tap from time to time. We actually have life tap here. Maybe we were just super unlucky before. And we didn't get life tap for the longest time, because now we seem to have it. No, I can literally see the life tap on him though. If he teleports here now. Because I get surrounded immediately, right? Immediately. But yeah, it is about position, of course. There we go. Oh yeah. But yeah, guys, that was the Amazon. We tried the jab build. It worked. But again, it kind of like not as much as the Druid, I would say. but it does echo the Druid a bit. Make sure that you position yourself close to a wall so that you can't get surrounded. I actually found Bale to be the hardest boss to kill. Because he spawns the ghosts and they drain your mana and you just run out of potions. You don't have the amount of leech. I think maybe you should try an Impale build. Have something that can always hit. But definitely doable with jab as well, under the budget. Of course, everything here is super budget. We're running Angelic, Duress, G-Phase. So yeah, definitely doable on the jab. The jab's on, but you can try it with Impale if you want to. Now over to the next build. Time for the Barb. Same as before. Mercenary is just going to die, so we're not going to be bothered with him at all. I'm running double Butcher's Pupil, G-Phase, Treachery that we're going to pre-proc, and then swap to Duress, just like the other builds we have been doing. Demon Limb and Life Tap Wand. I was going to apply Demon Limb before we start, and then go to the Life Tap Wand to pre-cast that. Double Angelic, of course, for the crazy attack rating bonus. Goblin Toes, T-Gods for Mephisto, then String for the two others, Ravenfrost for Cannot Be Frozen, and Drax for the Life Tap. Assorted res charms in here. The build is a Frenzy build. So let's check out the combat skills. We have maxed Double Swing and Frenzy. Masteries, we have maxed Axes, 1 in each of these, and then 5 in Natural Res. In Warcries, we have maxed Battle Orders, and the rest in Howl, to have longer duration on when you howl away the enemies around the Ubers. So we are already faded. We faded, showing off an attack speed buff here. So I think we're just gonna go the way it is right now, and we're gonna buff up inside here. So we need to try to find Mephisto here. Over to the Life Tap. We have that bound. Try to pull him. There we go. Kind of like dance our way across here, so that we're sure that we're pulling him. There we go. So we're gonna pull him to the to this little fenced area here.
My brothers have escaped you.
So Frenzy a few times to get up the attack speed buff, then Double Swing. Make sure that you have Life Tap, and just absolutely Shrek this guy. The chance to hit isn't unbelievable, but it's okay. So you can see the damage that we're doing. It's pretty good. And he's gonna go down any second here. There we go. Not really sure how to pull him without pulling both of them.
Will not have died in vain.
I really don't want to pull both of them. Come on, teleport. There we go. Okay, so you howl away the dudes. Up with Frenzy stacks. Make sure you don't run out of mana. We has a lot of block chance, though, I have to say. Yeah, the attack rating is not amazing here. But we are doing it. The most important thing is to just keep hitting him. Make sure that he has life tap on him at all times, and that he doesn't drop. The bleed effect. Actually, I'm gonna try to get into this corner. So Bale has an incredible high chance to block. I can't remember exactly how high it is, but it is really high. I shouldn't have used a rejuve there, that was unnecessary. Yeah, so we are actually running out of rejuves. That's not great. Yeah, I think we are gonna go and restock if I can. It's more about his chance to block that is just absolutely ludicrous. Even forgot the buff there. What's gonna be bad here, though, is the double what's it called? The double mana burn. Look at this mana burn. It's just mental. And now you see he's healing because I'm missing so many attacks on him. Let's hear that. I'm just hitting thin air. I'm not hitting the boss at all. Not at all am I hitting him. It's incredible the amount of defense this guy has. Even with 12,000 attack rating, I'm actually almost not hitting him. That is insane. I think I found the better position here. Now we're not playing mercenary. That's on purpose. We're not doing the mercenary on purpose. Just get in the last couple of hits here now, so I can get away from here. Come on, Bale. It's time. No, there he goes. There he goes again. He just heals. What an asshole. What a absolute asshole. I almost had him. And then he healed up to what, 10%? There we go. Alright, so we just need to go and restock on potions here. So yeah, we just howl away the units. Keep Frenzy buff up. And kill him with double swing. Easy peasy. Make sure that you reapply the Frenzy buff once it drops off. And you just howl if he spawns more units or if units come running. Super, super easy. It's much slower than, for instance, Paladin or Druid, but it still works really, really well, even on a budget. It's not something that I would necessarily recommend for mass farming Ubers, but for like a one-of, if you want to do a kill on your own character just to see if you can do it, then the Barb is definitely the way to go. It's a really, really fun way of doing it as well, I have to say. So here's the charm, and we're gonna save that next to the other charms, and we're gonna ID them at the end of the video. Yeah, that was the Barb. The Barb was very, very safe. Very, very safe. Kind of slow though, because of the attack rating issue. If you do have more attack rating, you can definitely get more attack rating. We were running with about almost 14k, because we had Demon Limb buff. But even with that amount, because Bale has so much chance to block, it's still quite tough to kill Bale. Goes through your potions real quick. But not very difficult, just time consuming. And, you know, obviously, the gear is very, very budget. Nothing super expensive here whatsoever. So that was the Barb. Assassin coming up next, and then we have the two fun classes that can be quite challenging towards the end. But now, over to the Assassin. Alright, time for the Assassin. We are level 98, so we have unallocated 65 stat points and 13 skill points to emulate level 85. We're going about 50% block. We have enough strength for Storm Shield, the rest in Vitality. We don't have a Mercenary, of course. So the gear we are running is Black, G-Face, Angelic Set, T-Gods, Drax, Gore Riders upgraded, important. You can use Gore Riders, you can use Goblin Toes, no matter which you use. Make sure that you upgrade them to Elite for the Life Leech. Ravenfrost. And the entire inventory is just resistances across the board. And we have a Life Tap Wand on swap. We have only put... Here, we have only put exactly 15 points in Fade, because that's just going to get overwritten by this one anyway. So there's no point to invest more points than 15. And there's no point to put points in Venom either. Same story, it's going to get cast from Treachery. In Martial Arts, we max Dragon Talon, Dragon Tail, and we take 1 in Dragonflight for potential repositioning. Max Local Shadows for the negative defense. And in Traps, we put the rest of our points in Blade Shield, although I wouldn't say that Blade Shield is particularly necessary. It's basically just what I chose to do with my leftover points. So as you can see, we are level 98, and that's also why we have 65 unallocated stat points and 13 unallocated skill points to emulate that we are level 85. So let's jump in here. And let's see if we can do this.
My brothers have escaped you.
Am I not hitting? What is the problem here? Am I not hitting him, or what is going on? Yeah, now there's a bunch of units on me, right? So now I'm taking a ton of burst damage, potentially. And I can't take the time to recast Cloak of Shadows here. Well, I actually could. So the damage is a lot higher with upgraded boots, of course. Alright, let's go and heal up.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Okay, so there we have it. That's pretty much the smartest thing you can do with Bale. Get him away from everything else. Get him inside the building so that he can't spawn units on you. And I think that's the best option you have for killing Bale. He has a lot of spawns. Units that he keeps spawning all the time. So finding a good place to kill this guy with the mana burn ghosts and all is not very easy. But if you find it inside this building right here, if you manage to drag him in like this, this is a super solid place to kill him. Because he's unable to spawn those units on top of you. See, they're stuck on the outside while you're facing only the boss. Yeah, the noise is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You would go crazy if you want to play this as a like an endgame build. And you do like 10, 15, 20 Uber runs every day. This is gonna be mental. Alright, so he's about to fall here. Can't have much left. There we go. Let's quickly go and heal up and get some more mana potions just to be safe. No, don't worry about it. It's fine. You're not the first person to ask. Not gonna be the last. That's fire damage, though. Kite these assholes away. Okay, so I think we found the position with Diablo as well. Very few units can hit us here. And the only thing you need to do is in between the hits. So when now he's gonna cast me that Hellfire. He hit. Recast the Cloak of Shadows and just target him back. So I feel like this is the most sensible way of doing Tristram with a kicks in. You kind of need to avoid the other units, simply because the damage incoming is way too high on a budget with this character. Obviously, in the late game, when you can afford really good gear, by all means you can pretty much run in and slap this in a few seconds. But on a budget that we're playing right now, I would definitely recommend to try and position yourself so that you cannot get attacked by the summons. Particularly the ghosts from Bale will be the one that mana burn you to death. They are very annoying. And there we have it. One large charm in the inventory. So, what I want to say about the kicks in is, I think thus far, out of the 5 classes we have now tested, I think the kicks in has been the most dependent on gear. The fact that we actually needed to go for upgraded Gore Riders to make this somewhat reliable. I'm sure you can make it work with other boots if you use the tricks that I just showed you. Get yourself inside those buildings and get the bosses to come and follow you so you don't get attacked with everything else. But it takes a really long time, and if you don't have upgraded boots, you leech a lot less, meaning that there is a risk of you actually running out of rejuves. So definitely recommend, whether you go with Gore Riders or you go with Goblin Toes, doesn't really matter, you can go with either of them, but upgrade them to the elite version, I think is gonna be the choice for this character. But that was the Assassin. Now we're gonna... Okay guys, as advertised, we are going to identify these torches at the end of the video, like I said before, just to show you guys what we ended up with finding. So let me put my torch on the side here, and let's see if any of these will bring us anything. 1714 Paladin, 1314 Assassin. We obviously have much better than this already. 1515 for Druid, 1016 Amazon, and the last one, 1315 Necromancer. So not the best outcome of these 5 torches. We have gone over this before. All the melee classes, or every build that can spec melee, will typically be able to do a declone. Now, I did leave out Necromancer and Sorceress, and this isn't necessarily because it's impossible to kill the Ubers with those. The reason I left them out is because there is no way of getting a reliable kill. This video, as I have mentioned before, is meant for people that are less experienced with the game, or even novices that can take a build and pretty much copy it and be successful in Uber Tristram. It's not meant as for me to show off that I was able to get a kill. So if you do play a Necromancer or a Sorceress as your main character, I do highly recommend level up a Paladin, make a cheap Smiter, and check out what we did as Paladin in this video. So thank you for watching the video. Until the next video, take care, and I will see you guys soon.